I broke 2 vows in one night. His vow to love me forever, and mine to never stray from him, no matter what. It happened on my 20th wedding anniversary, a day that came and went like any other, except for the fact that my husband forgot. No flowers, no dinner, not even a passing mention. He came home tired, tossed his boots in the hallway, turned on the TV, and asked if there was any chicken left from last night. That was it. But someone remembered. My pastor, Pastor Perry. He hugged me in the church office that evening, told me I was still beautiful, still a woman worthy of being seen.
And I
let that hug go on too long. I let the silence stretch until my tears soaked his collar. And when I walked out of that room an hour later, I was not the same woman who walked in. But the worst part, I still do not know if I regret it. Before I continue, I just want to thank you all so much for being here. If you have already subscribed to this channel, I truly appreciate you. Your support means everything. And to all my new and returning viewers who have not yet hit that subscribe button, what are you waiting for? It is the fuel that keeps this channel alive and thriving. Please do not forget to drop your thoughts in the comments. I would love to hear what this story stirs up for you.
Now,
let me tell you how it all started. My name is Sherry, and I live in a small town outside Wichita, Kansas. I've been married to Sean for 20 years. We met when I was just 25 and he was 28. He used to make me laugh so hard I would forget to breathe. He used to hold my hand in church. But something changed along the way. Somewhere between the mortgage, the kids growing up, and the quiet routines of life, Sean forgot how to see me. I became a fixture in the house, something familiar, something useful, but not something cherished. So when our anniversary rolled around this year, I hoped he would remember. I left hints. I circled the date on the calendar. I even reminded him the week before. But when the day came, nothing. No text. No note. Not even a sideways glance. I swallowed my disappointment like I had done for years. But that night, after washing dishes in silence and watching Sean snore on the recliner, I needed air. I got in my car and drove. No destination. Just tears and headlights. Somehow, my steering wheel turned toward the church. It was Wednesday night, Bible study night. When I walked in, the service had just ended. People were heading out, and I tried to leave without being seen. But Pastor Perry, who had known us both for over a decade, spotted me. He walked over with a warm smile and asked, "You all right, Sister Sherry?" I nodded. I lied. But the tears in my eyes told the truth. He led me to his office, offered me water, closed the door.
"Talk to me," he said.
"I know today is your anniversary." I broke. I sobbed. Told him everything about the loneliness, the silence, the slow death of my marriage. He listened, not as a pastor, but as a man, a human being. He told me I deserved to be seen, loved, respected. He said I was still radiant, still valuable in the eyes of God, and any man with sense. His words filled a space that had been hollow for so long. And when he reached for my hand, I did not pull away. When he stood up and opened his arms, I walked into them. And when the clock struck 10, I was still there, in that room, where 2 vows were broken in one heartbeat. What I did that night changed everything. But what happened next? That was the true disaster. I did not sleep that night. I stared at the ceiling in my bedroom while Sean snored beside me, the same way he had on the night of our anniversary. Only now, everything had changed. My skin still smelled like Perry's cologne. My mind kept replaying the way his hands shook when he pulled away, the way his voice cracked when he whispered, "God forgive me." And yet, the worst part was not what I did. It was how easy it was to do it. The next morning, Sean was up early, grumbling about bills and yard work. He kissed my forehead absent-mindedly, told me he would be back by 6, and left without looking twice. I stood in the kitchen in my robe, my hands trembling over the coffee pot. I felt like I had two faces now, one that cooked and smiled and held a family together, and one that did something unthinkable behind a locked church office door. I told myself it was a one-time mistake. But mistakes do not send you into spirals. Mistakes do not leave you craving a voice that made you feel alive for the first time in years. By Friday, I received a message. It was from Perry. You do not have to reply. I just wanted to say, I am praying for you. I never meant to cross a line.
But
I cannot stop thinking about you. I stared at the text for a long time. I should have deleted it. I should have blocked him. Instead, I saved it. I saved it like a keepsake. Like a wound I was not ready to heal. The following Sunday, I could not even look him in the eye during service. He preached about forgiveness, about temptation, about broken vessels still being used by God. Every word felt like fire against my skin. And yet, I hung on every syllable. Days passed, then a week, and just when I thought I had gotten through the worst of it, Sean came home with a surprise. I feel terrible about forgetting our anniversary, he said. I booked us a dinner next weekend. Steakhouse. Just the two of us. My heart sank, not because of guilt, but because I was no longer sure I wanted to be with him. The next evening, I saw Perry again. I had come early to set up for the women's group. He was alone in the hallway, sorting through his books. Our eyes met. He did not smile.
he did not speak.
But that silence said more than any sermon he had ever preached. I should have walked away. Instead, I walked over. He whispered, "We cannot keep doing this." I whispered back, "Then tell me why I feel more married in your presence than I have felt in my house for the last 5 years. That moment, that closeness, it felt like a fire we both wanted to smother but could not stop feeding. And while I was preparing to break my silence, Sean was about to break something else. The truth wide open. The night of the dinner came. I wore a black dress Sean used to say made me look like the woman he married. I curled my hair. I wore the perfume he once bought for our 10th anniversary. I stared at myself in the mirror and wondered how a woman so broken could still pretend to be whole. Sean picked me up with flowers and a nervous smile. "I know I messed up," he said, "but I want to fix things, Sherry." I nodded, smiled.
Leet.
The truth was pacing inside my chest, ready to burst. Dinner was quiet at first. Then it turned soft. He reached across the table, held my hand, told me he missed me. He asked if we could go to counseling. He was trying, and that made everything worse. Then, right as dessert arrived, it happened. My phone buzzed. A short message lit up the screen. "Seeing you tonight wrecked me. Please tell me you felt it too."
Perry.
I froze. Sean noticed. He asked, "Everything okay?" I panicked and turned the phone over. Too late. He reached, snatched it, and read the message. Silence. The kind that makes your ears ring. He looked up slowly, eyes hard with disbelief. He said nothing. He just stood, dropped a 50 on the table, and walked out. I followed him to the car, begging, crying, reaching for explanations that did not exist. He drove home in silence. When we got there, he walked into the garage, locked the door, and did not speak to me for 2 days. On the 3rd day, he did something I never expected. He went to the church, and he told them everything. By Sunday, the rumors had exploded. Church mothers whispered in corners. Deacons stared at their shoes. Perry was called into an emergency board meeting. He stepped down that same week. I became a ghost in my own pew. People who used to hug me now looked away. Friends stopped calling. Sean moved into the guest room. One night, I walked into the living room where he was folding laundry. I whispered, "Do you hate me?" He did not answer. He just said, "You broke something I cannot fix." I have not seen Perry since. I heard he left town. Some said he went back to Alabama. Others said he started over somewhere else. As for me, I stayed. Not out of courage, not even out of guilt, but because leaving would have felt too easy. I walk into that church every week now, not as a woman seeking praise, but as one who finally understands grace. Because pain has a way of making you honest, and honesty always costs something. Thank you for listening to my story. What do you think? Was it emotional? Was it unforgivable? Or was it just human? Please let me know your thoughts in the comments. I truly want to hear from you. And if you found this story moving or powerful in any way, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Your support is what keeps these stories going. Until next time, stay honest, stay kind, and be careful where your heart wanders.